Hear, feel, think. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Venat, the heart of Hydaelyn, who can transform into the Mother Crystal. And this is a deck that cares about casting mono-white spells because each time you do, for the first time a turn, you'll draw a card. And that includes your opponent's turns. That gives you access to lots of cards with flash, whether they're rescue effects or things that can just save your permanents or bring them back. We're able to flash things out on our opponent's turn to build up a huge board and swing in with a lot of damage. There's also a lot of surprises when you're flashing things into play because your opponent will never know what's coming other than the card draw. This is a very aggressive Legends deck, looking to play a lot of them, draw cards so you always have more, and then buff them up with cards like Flowering of the White Tree and Suki, which are also legends. This deck also have legends that find more legends, legends that return things to your hand so you can cast them again, and of course, some big finishers like Elish Norn and Immortal Sun. In this deck, we also want to discount things because, well, if your legends are cheaper, you can cast more of them. Aketra's Monument, Pearl Medallion, and our friend the Wind Crystal, very thematic here, are all good ways to reduce the cost of your spells so you can cast all the legends in the deck. So let's take Venat into the queue and see if we can start our own legend. Marilyn, Fae Ascendant. I have a turn 1 ship, which is not very useful here. It's cute because it has flash, which means I can use it to recast things with Venat. I have this Tomic here, and I have Solitude. They're going to be an Elves deck, an Elves deck that is doing crime. And I think I can still keep this, but I feel like this card is probably going to get exiled to Solitude so I can take out like a Llanowar Elf type thing. Canopy Tactician. Yep, definitely on the elf typal stuff. And again, since this has flash, oh, interesting. I could actually Solitude, evoking something else and return it to my hand. I want to reduce the number of elves they have. So that could be fun. All right, let's try that. So I'm going to evoke, dropping Reese, also an elf. I'm going to exile the Allosaurus Shepherd, even though this is not like the spiciest use of this. And use Candela to put it back into my hand. Not a scam. Not a blink. Still not bad. Means I can Solitude something else. Alright, if I play this here, I will be running out of the legends to use. That's okay, and I'll station. I have a bunch of flash legends to try to get Venat draws on my turn and my opponent's turn. Now my opponent's going to play around Mana Tithe. Please. No, they have a Cavern of Souls. Oh, that's ramp! Wait, I can do it on their turn. On my turn. There's a legend. There's a fun legend. Eee. It's a shame that because this is at sorcery speed only, I'm not able to use it to station. Glissa, I will no longer be attacking on the ground because you are a problem. Oh, unless I don't know, humiliate her. I will start with this. Yay! Are you any... Just creature card. Okay, whatever. Glissa. I need to draw. Draw me a creature. That's not a creature. Fine. Candela's now indestructible. Bing bong. She's into it. So Marilyn will get to do crime, and I do have a lot of 1-drops in my deck if they play her here. Let's see if they find a 1-drop off the top. Land and a Reprieve. They hit a 2-drop. Ooh, Appa. So I attack in with everything and airbend whatever gets blocked that is not this. Appa. With the Bappa. Oh, Momo! Ooh, recasting the Mithril Coat also sounds kind of sick. I'm gonna do that. It's more triggers. No. You have a strong dislike for Marilyn. I feel like she's a good elf commander. She's not that great of a fairy commander. Oh, look! A Micaeus for X = 0. You should cast it. I feel like if she stole the land, she would actually be a lot better. Citadel Stalwart. Okay, so then I can do up to a 3-cost thing. Oh, a Demi. That's a Peter Parker. Or Spectacular Spider-Man, I think is the actual card. It's one that had like a bunch of different alt arts. They could use this to give Indestructible. 2-mana Venat. It's just like whatever gets blocked, I'll flash out the code onto them. All right, who's getting coded in value? Yeah, Marilyn can't steal lands. That's what I'm saying. I think that she would have been, like, stronger if she could. In a way that I would like. All right, we're casting from exile, so we're getting more allies. Yes. Allies. Oh, she's very, very strong and limited, though. Again, I kind of want to save this Momo for triggers next turn. But I don't know. I got enough stuff. Just go wide. If they Crater Hoof Behemoth me, because I think they have the mana for it off one more land, they do. And if they don't, whatever. I got a lot of stuff. Yaspera Sentinel. They steal... Oh, Mox Amber. Okay. So something free. Off one more mana, and I get one more mana by attacking with 3 things. I can also activate Venat's ability. Ooh, Esper Sentinel or Kythian. You have to be careful about Kythian, because if you attack with 3 creatures, like him and 2 others, he comes back under my control. Ooh, Momo. I have a Momo standard Brawl deck. Crazy strong aggro deck. Turns out most people can't deal with flyers. Rex Sage. Oh, they can get rid of Legion's Landing. These are both indestructible. I was like, oh no, they can get rid of... Oh wait, no they can't. All right, they got Leonardo. Gandalf! Oh, they could cast Gandalf! Do it, do it, do it. Yeah, there's actually been a bunch of recent crime cards. Marilyn and Krang and Shredder come to mind that don't easily allow you to, like, steal spells that have restricted timing. Hi, Gandalf. I'm gonna flip it. Kablambo. They still have something with reach, but... Is there anything else they can do here? They can't... They don't have 1 mana up. Start a combat. We're going to put a counter on a thing. If it's legendary, I draw a card. I want to spread the love in the air. I'm putting it on Momo. And I'm going to swing with all the flyers. You guys don't need to attack. The human token. The ally tokens and the vampire tokens. And that should still be 8 going through. And it is! And that's game. GG, Marilyn. Nissa Resurgent Animist. Landfall gets the mana, and you do it twice. You get an elf or elemental. Probably going to be some mono green landfall or mono green ramp. both of which are pretty nice. I will play Kythian. Got lots of cheap legends to just spew out here. Oh, a goose. They are ramping. Thalia, you'd be nice. I'm gonna swing in with Kythian. Bring out Bostry and Skrelv. So many white tweenies. A hidden grotto. I guess when you're in mono green, you can afford to have some fun tech lands. They surveil. They kept whatever the card is on top. And they're going for Nissa. They're not going to be able to play an additional land here. They don't have anything else, anything out that would let them. I feel like going for Venat. I kind of like going for Thalia. Thalia is going to make it so if they have a fetch land, they can't fetch with it. Because it would enter tapped. Hey, Terripid! Thank you for the 6-month resub. Yeah, there's the fetch. Remember, they need 2 triggers. Now, they could have, like, an Explore or just anything that lets them play an additional land. Yep, or something that fetches a land and puts it in. There it is. They get another green mana. They're going to get an L4 Elemental, and they got Ancient Green Warden. Lets them replay from the graveyard and doubles the landfall ability. Heard. Bring out Venat. I am going to swing with Thalia, Bostry, and Kythian, letting Bostry just honestly go to his death because I don't really care. I want to flip the Kythian. And I am going to pay this. Make you unblockable. Kythian does a cool flip. Dude, so cool. And now I've got some choices between these of just like, oh, I can force you to attack and like try to go for a trade. I could make Venat indestructible. The things that would be destroying me would be like Kogla. So sure, I'll make my commander indestructible. I could also have untapped Skrelv for more protection. Also, it's cute. I feel like Skrelv is gonna get sacrificed to a flare eventually. They played Wooded Foothills. They're fetching the land from last turn. This gives them the mana they need for the Ancient Green Warden. Ooh, Lumra! Also a terrifying prospect here. They're going for Lumra. They're going to get at least 1 land and 1 landfall. You would have made the goose attack to send a message. Understandable. Ramp ant growth. So many lands. Yeah, no, attack me. Attack me, Nissa. Yeah, trying to, like, set them up to a trade with Venat wouldn't have been terrible, but since they're a rampy deck, like, they get the stuff back so easily. Thalia. See if I can draw land. Oh, God, Neverheart. I don't get to draw again. Neither of them have flash, though. With so much first strike. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're gonna get so much good landfall next turn. Nissa, you gotta swing. You gotta.
My oath remains unbroken.
I can't afford Flare of Fortitude because of the Thalia attacks. Ancient Green Warden... wait. Oh, right. Lumra brought back all the lands from the graveyard. I was like, where are they? I know she had them. Oh, that Ashaya is kind of terrifying. So something kind of funny about how Ashaya would interact is like, so the creatures come in tapped anyway, but if they were, you know, not already doing that, like they come in tapped because they're lands. They're non-basic lands. All right, so they get 2 more green. Oh, right into Vorinclex. So they're tapping her for mana, so she doesn't have to attack. They're gonna get 2 more forests. Leaving yourself kind of open to an all-out assault from me, though. Since all these creatures come in tap. Dude, this Thalia is doing work. They have 5 mana, 6 if they want to tap Lumra. They have 4 lands in hand. Oh my god, this was a land entering the battlefield. That's why they got 4 lands off it. Took me a second. I believe I get more damage in if I chump block with Eberhard, since this attacks as a 4/4. I'm actually chump blocking with the Thalia instead. In case there's some flaring we'd want to do. Oh, Patriarch's Humiliation. That would make you into a 0/0, right? Yeah, you can't block at all if you're a 0/0. Let me draw first. Thanks, Venat. Heard Heirloom to give it trample. It was tapped. So anyways, I start blasting. We swinging, and it's enough damage to kill them. Toph Greatest Earthbender is a 1-hit combo with a Inkmoth Nexus. All right, I have pretty nice cards here. I got a turn 1 into a turn 2, and I have something very important. I have a way to stop their ability. Tomic says lands on the battlefield, land cards in the graveyard can't be the targets of spells or abilities my opponents control. If my opponent would like to start earthbending, good luck. I'm actually going to lead, I think, with the Thalia, though, since they didn't turn 1 ramp. I want to slow them down. I want to make this the target. You can't earthbend if Tomic's in play. Here's Tomic. They have to kill Tomic if they would like to use Toph Adderfullest. And they're going to find out, it looks like the hard way, about how Tomic works. They're reading him. That's right, Orzhov, lawyer. Figurehead of the guild. Stops things from happening. Good card, good card. This is also a great card. Venat or Boromir this turn? I want to protect this Tomic. It's okay. This is like a niche interaction. It's fine. Husband to Rawl. But I'm telling you, I think that mono black Rawl that we have in the Silver Quill part of the new Strixhaven set, I think that he's divorced. Is he divorced from Tomic? Maybe. It's Bizarro. Oh, loses indestructible. Sorry, Boromir. Lets me more easily double spell next turn. The divorce is what made him evil. He definitely kills some children in the story. All right. Sacrifice Boromir. Thalia is now the ring bearer. She is tempted by the ring. That means this can block her. This can't. Here's Venat. I get a little guy. Is Micaeus. Oh, right. I get a discount. I could have done X equals 2. That's fine. I might get something I can play. I didn't. Thalia, get in there. Them having to pay the extra mana on these burn spells is great, though. So Toph, if she dies, will be able to come back and Earthbend again, since it cares about how much mana you spend to cast her. Aw. Ooh. The Duke. We're going hella wide. Wait, I didn't get to show you my Sally Pride yet. Jin Gitaxis will draw cards when they cast expensive spells, and will also flip over once they have a full hand and a bit of mana to spend. I feel like this is too many 3s. Like, I have the Jide here. It's not really what I want curve-wise against them. This gives me some 1-drops, one of which is a kind of protective 1-drop. That's nice. I've got Stiltskin, Venat, Reese. I have 2, like, nice protective cards, actually. I'm gonna start with the Duke. Ugh. Really? Brawl? Gross. Leonardo. Hey. Yeah, Brawl discounts their instants and sorceries. This cares about just the mana value, so if you cast things at a discount, he'll still draw for you. They are making Brawl grow, which I do not love. Here comes Venat. Oh, the Toph we played against just hopped into chat saying, didn't know about the Tomic interaction. Most people don't. It is one of those cards where it's like, yeah, this saw some sideboard play and that was it. It's a good Legends, though. A good legend for a Legends deck. Lurker in the Deep. They have sought. Whatever the card they sought, there's also a copy in their hand. I go for Reese for protection, but I think that's not as good as it against something like Jin. I'm going to bring out Suki. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to kill Brawl. Swing in with Venat. By the way, they reduced the impending counters on this. It's no longer impending 4. You know, I probably should have also attacked him with Leo. That was a negate, so we know they have a negate in their hand. Nykthos, seeing big devotion. Gets them net 1 additional mana right now. Blue. Here's Ginny Jin Jin. Yeah, I don't know why they buffed this. It was, I think, already good enough. Like, impending 3, but who am I to say? Sally puts the most power into play. And the thing that would be kind of the worst for me would be Cyclonic Rift, which, like, just does me in anyway. Otherwise, I could go for playing on my turn and their turn with, like, Stiltskin and Reese. No, let's just go wide. Go wide or go home. Strix Serenade. I don't get to have a Sally. Looks like I should have gone for the 3 cheap spells. Yeah, pass the turn. Once this deck starts stabilizing, though, we are in big trouble. And watch out, they're stabilizing. 7 mana currently up. I can only give hexproof to one thing. I'd be able to do it again if Sally got to attack, but no. These Sally rules. This card is so good. Yeah, to be a white aggro deck and them still at 25 is kind of rough. I am going to protect... Sure, the Venat. And they cast the 1 ring for free, so I won't be able to deal damage to them. They made Jin-Gataxis, Jin-Gathicus. I'll take 8. Now they have a 7/7 that's going to be putting 2/2s into play and cards into hand every single turn. Is it a problem? Yes. Is there anything I can do about it? No. Here's a Stiltskin. She's a little guy. Suki next. Yeah, maybe on 1 more mana this will live and I'll actually get to use the flip ability. Not a common thing to happen. You love Suki? Oh, she's a really cool card. I wish she triggered on my opponent's turn. Blue. They have a full hand because of 1 ring. This flips, and they're going to draw another 8 cards. Thanks, I hate it. No, Loran, where were you? I needed you to smash him. Actually, smash this, too. Still plenty of mana. Oh, no. Allergies, I'm telling y'all, they're killer this year. I could just close the window, but I like air. Even if the air hurts. Also, I don't know if I said this, but thank you, Zeruro, for the sub. Ugh, how repulsive. I want to draw the card. I'm going to try to flash out Reese. Boop. Don't have a counter. +11 +1/+1 counters. He's got persist. Tee. Making my Leonardo grow. A version of Repulse in Star Trek. I feel like you could put Repulse into standard. It would be like a kind of scary card, but I think you could do it. I feel like I'm just going to try to draw here. There's so little I can do against this. We're going to get our board bounced next turn, but so are they. Right? I guess I could have just held that mana for Gandalf. Dugan's Binding? Huh. That's kind of good for me, because it gives me a better chance of finding removal for Great Synthesis. Alright, I'm going to sneak this in, returning Duke to my hand. Did not find anything useful. And then chapter 3 is everything is free. Which is why I have so little time to try to find what I need. Anybody here Phyrexian? Anyone? Phyrexians? Any Phyrexians in the chat? Nope. Okay, no Phyrexians in the chat. I'll flash out, please. Okay, so we now know that the face down card was Counterspell, which means that they have 2 copies of Counterspell in their hand. Oh, yay! Reese resolved! Wait, they didn't go creature mode on it? Okay. Wizard class. Between that and profs, they'll be making a very thick critter. It's tempting to run, yeah, it's tempting to run something like Trouble in Pairs and more anti-counterspell stuff. We do have some anti-counterspell stuff in the deck, though. We have Thalia, we have Cavern of Souls. It's just, you know, sometimes the blue decks have the Brawl before you can start attacking, and then, you know. Brawl. I can't draw additional cards, right? Yes, I can. Die. They have like 6. They have 7 mana up. They can counter whatever the heck they want. Anytime you have a creature as a commander, you have Cavern of Souls. And even if you don't, I'll be honest, I put Cavern of Souls in most decks anyway. They are going to win eventually. Now, are they going to win next turn? Probably not. Because they're probably going to take like 4 extra turns, maybe more. And during those extra turns, eventually, they will find enough damage to kill me with the fish and everything else. So yes, they will win. Not actually next turn. Azusa lost, but seeking is going to be seeking out lands, putting them into play. Many and many and many and many. I have a turn 1 and a turn 2, and if I get a land, maybe a turn 3. Do any of them do anything against Azusa? No. No, they don't. Yeah, they just kind of like turbo ramp. And I don't have that many things that are good against turbo ramp here. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, well, I'll just be aggressive. Start with the Esper Sentinel, actually, because they could be casting some rampy spells. Over Mother of Runes. They tend not to have that much removal until they get to 6 mana. But they can get to 6 mana on like turn 2 if they really go for it. Swing in with Sentinel, Mother of Runes, and Kythian. Nice. Thanks. Are you gonna play 2 lands from your Azusa? Yup. I already have 5 mana. I could go for the attack, but I don't know. Just in case there's something I can help prevent with the Mother of Runes, I'll do that. I should just be very happy they didn't have turn 1 ramp, because turn 1 ramp into turn 2 Azusa is very common. Sometimes they even run out of lands. I feel like that's the hardest part about an Azusa deck, is striking the right balance of lands and the things that you ramp into. And sometimes, like, if Azusa gets countered, that can really hose your plan. All right, so they are tutoring for a creature or a land. If it's a land, they get to put it into play. If it's a creature, it goes in their hands. All right, Eldrazi Temple lets them spend 2 mana from it, but only if they're casting an Eldrazi, which I'm sure they have many of. Boromir is kind of cute against just free spells, which isn't really what they're doing. I'm gonna lead with Zach. See what I draw. I got a land. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a Sally Pride, just like slam down. Okay, I am sacrificing Zach to put a counter onto the Sentinel because it is better to have a dead one. Yeah, I don't think they realized I could do that. Good. Kithian does a cool flip. Yes, he does. I mean, otherwise I'd be forcing the attack anyway. Indestructible Venat and a 1-mana Mikaeus. Well, X equals 1. There are some Eldrazi they could cast on this amount of mana, but since they didn't play any lands from hand last turn, that means that they were out of lands in hand. Not gonna replay Azusa. Okay. Become a man. So you can count towards my Sally Pride numbers. Sally! Do the thing! Go wide, my sweet beloved. Oh, she's so cool. She's my favorite card, I think, from TMNT. It's like you, or maybe the Ooze. I will attack in with everything but these two. Got something with Flash? You said GG, so I don't know if you're, like, actually, like, oh, GG in the game. Yeah, I wish I could trust people to just, like, say good game and really mean it. But there's so many people who used to do good game and then settle the wreckage. Yeah, what do you got? Clotholic Command. Do you pay the 2? They do not. They are going to exile Sally and make a whole bunch of Eldrazi here. This one cannot protect from colorless. Okay. Hey. So which of the many scary, terrifying big Eldrazi are you casting? Yeah, I think GG needs a qualifier. I think if you say good game, intending to use a blowout spell and kind of like get your opponent into like the, I don't know, full state of confidence. I feel like you should have your emotes revoked. That's just a Nissa. I'm not worried about Nissa. You can Nissa me with the Nissas. Cavern, naming human, not naming Eldrazi. What if I have free mana tithe? We don't have free mana tithe yet. We're gonna have it eventually. What are you oopsing for? Because you tapped forests? Yeah, you didn't have non-forest green sources. They got 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, they spelunking. They got some blockers. They called me a human. How dare they? It's part of bluffing. Yeah, but I feel like emotes should be used for honest communication. And any dishonest use of it, it's like, it's rude. And I feel like most people do it. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm not trying to be good. It's like, yeah, okay. Feeling a lot better about my next turn? Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of big mutantes. Alright. I'm gonna put a counter on Mikaeus. Chunk. Ooh! Oh my gosh, what if one of us were a god? Oh my god. Boromir? Enhance! I can get an extra counter on something. Everybody in except for you. These are all colorless. Okay. What do you got? I got nothing. Sorry, Azusa. Pia Nalar, Consul of Revival, makes hasty Thopters, right? Yeah, hasty Thopters whenever you cast things or play things from exile. I hope I get a third mana. I am on the draw. But this is kind of nice. We have some one-off protection from the Duke, from Zach. I've got Sam to return one of those to hand, and Gandalf to give everything flash so I can draw on my turn and theirs. This is also a creature with flash, which is nice. Paladin class. Okay, so my stuff with flash is going to get worse, but that's okay. I understand. Join the Duke. Put your dukes up. I wonder if this is going to be just kind of Boros aggro with a little extra value out of playing things from exile, which tends to be where a lot of card advantage in red is from anyway. Oh, they're plotting Dust Animus. Huh. Wonder why. With Paladin class, I can't play any of these on their turn anyway. So I'm just gonna have two boys who like to give up their +1/+1 counters and possibly their life to protect each other. One from Avatar, one from Final Fantasy. Don't worry about it. This is Magic the Gathering now. Just wait until we start playing the Lord of the Rings cards. Except this was one of the first big, like, universes beyond things. Lord of the Rings fits in very well. I guess you could go Pia into the Dust Animus just to get the trigger. Ooh, hi, Lelia! Lelia also puts cards into exile. I think they're double checking to make sure I can't block and kill Lelia here. I can't. I can put Duke's counter onto Zach. I can put Zach's counter onto the Duke and kill him. But because this is 3 power, it just goes through. Ooh, Intangible Virtue. Good for those Thopters. It might be worth get losting this Lelia. Just because she's quite good. But no, I want to play my commander. That's what we do. It's a commander game. We play commanders. Here's mine. Here's yours. Ooh, do I want to risk the double block? No. Nice Retrofitter Foundry. They can sacrifice the Thopters and turn them into 4/4s. I think Pia into Retrofitter into Dust Animus. So far, I love everything about their deck except this frickin' Mana Confluence. I don't like this in 2-color decks. Unless you have something that has to do with, like, losing life. Like Rowan? Rowan gets to run it. Wait, they're putting more cards in exile? You don't want this? You don't want Retrofitter Foundry? Maybe they want a land. Well, you didn't find one. Oh, well, they had one in hand. And I think you can play this until the end of your next turn. So they could play the Retrofitter Foundry this turn, and then Mother of Runes the turn after. Also, if they get a land, possibly getting the Dust Animus out as the big version. Tap, tap, tap. They can make sudden 4/4s. Again, this to me is one of the problems. I wonder if they do have any instant speed removal, though. Hi, Lelia. She scares me. Do I plan on building all of the Strixhaven dragons? I don't. The Strixhaven dragons, some of them I think are going to make for really nice commanders. And I think some of them are going to be kind of lackluster. Yeah, the tax on the Paladin class is really hurting this hand because I happen to draw a hand that has a lot of instant speed stuff in it. Freya's Apprentice, more Thopters. And you can sacrifice some Thopters in order to get more cards in exile. You're not gonna play Mother? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Please? Please play Mother against my mother. There's a land so they can still play it. Flooded Strand. Mother of Runes. Get themselves another Thop. We'll see if they swing in. I was like, really? I'll kill the construct here. Doesn't matter too much. Then planning on sacrificing Zac, putting his counters onto Venat. Wish I could flash out Sam, but I know I can't here. Lovely. That's one of those Thopters turned constructs taken care of. I won't be able to use that. Okay, Cloud! Let's get something, perhaps, that I can cast. Immortal Sun! That's not bad. The Flash card that I would actually really love is Mithril Coat. I'm not going for it, though, because, again, this Paladin class is really hurting me. Instead, I'm going to hold up Sam this turn to use with, I don't know, blocking stuff. Because I could have attacked with Venat there. Ooh, Kentorius! Can cast things from exile with that Discover, and when you do, burns your opponent in the face. Let's see what they discover. It's Swords to Plowshares. Okay, so if they hit anything other than Duke, I give Hexproof. So I will Tech. I'm probably just going to end up flashing out Sam to draw a card here. Sam can't stop things from going to exile. They're putting another card in exile. Robber of the Rich. They don't have the mana for it. A nice big Venat to prevent construct damage. The direct damage from this will be pretty good, though. I don't have a good way to deal 1 damage to Kentorius to take him out. No white burn spells. They attack. Boop, 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 boop. Flashing Sam. Just to draw. You're right, I need a redirect spell. That would work. Your, like, comeuppance type spells. Who wants to get Ringborn? Because they have so many 1/1s, it matters so little. Cloud, you're the ring bearer. They can prevent me from dealing damage with Cloud using Mother of Runes. So instead, make my monsters grow. Kintorius will still have a passive that's burning me. Yes! Free hope, you guys! Do you know how expensive hope usually is? Crazy expensive in this economy? Alright, I'm gonna still attack, maybe with Cloud. No, because then they block with that. It's one of those, like, there's multiple 4/4s. That's fine. If Venat dies, I can re-afford her. The 4/4s can't block Cloud, but the Pia can. And I have another turn I can buy using the One Ring. I think the Kintorius that's coming to Arena, the one from the Commander deck, isn't going to be as good most of the time as this Kintorius as Commander, but it has really cool cards you can use it with. It's if things leave your graveyard, you make spirits. It's kind of a spirits card. Yeah, I assume you protect Pia. I'm just surprised they didn't make a Thopter to go for the double block on Venat. I was just out here thinking like, I can afford to recast Venat because I have Immortal Fun. Okay. They untap. I think Kintorius is cute. Okay, another card goes to exile. Is that the thing that dies and gives you another impulse draw? Yeah, it does. Unlucky Witness. At least I can block some of the Thops with a Thop of my own. Ugh, yeah. This Paladin class has been doing me in. But I still don't think that, like, using the Get Lost on it was ever going to be, like, a great choice. Unlucky Witness. I take 2, they gain 2. I am approximately dead. I believe I'm dead just because they have so much damage in the air. This is why I was trying to kill, like, Kintorius, but I knew I couldn't get there. And they swing in, and we die. A cool deck, PNLR. Pew, 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 pew. Get him! Ruvak, the Grand Delinquent, wants to mill me, doubling up any mill they do. And if they have something that, say, mills half my deck, they will mill all of my deck, because that's what Ruvak does. I go first, Kythian. This could be a Persistent Petitioner's deck, or it could be more of like the tempo control version of Ruvak. I don't think Raph and Mikey is the new Atali. I think that Raph and Mikey is much easier to stop. Grindstone combo. Okay, that would work too. Just Atali matches, at least in the play queue, considerably higher. So you will see less of it. Since people would rather play the things that you think they can get lots of wins with. Yeah, you kind of have to hard mulligan against them sometimes just to be like, I need cards that stop them from cheating stuff in. We were talking about, oh gosh, Grafdigger's Cage, Containment Priest. Even just counter spells if you happen to be in blue. One Venat, please. Not you, Kythian. You don't have abilities. You are here to be sacrificed to Flare of Fortitude. Ooh, Hushbringer? No, because it's an on-attack ability. You can kill it after it resolves. What if you have one of the instant speed remove all abilities of creature? That works. Are the cards they put into play cast? I don't believe so. I think it reveals until it shows a card, and then that's the card that goes. They're playing a lot of things that are not creatures, so I'm going to try to bring out Thalia here. And they're essence scattering her. I drew Swords to Plowshares. Cool. Momo. Everybody except Kythian. Get in there. They're definitely not a Persistent Petitioners build of Bruvac. I'll tell you that much. Hi, Bruvac. Want a mill? Do you want to transform Ironcrag? Okay. You sure? Okay. Are you sure? I'm just saying you could. Oh my god, I just found another use for Kythian. This is awesome. Okay. I'm going to swing in. Boom, boom. Before damage. Kythian, return to my hand. Leonardo, come into play. And they concede, because I'm a ninja. Tatiova, Benthic, Druid. Wish we weren't landing into that. This is Turbo Ramp Landfall. Do we have anything that really does anything against her? I mean, I'm playing just like piles of legends, so early on, this is one of those like, yeah, maybe I can slow them down, but if they have a turn one piece of ramp, it's kind of just over for me, which is so sad. Yeah, this Tatiova going first, like, she's so fast. Look at that, Birds of Paradise. Which means next turn they can have, like, 5 mana. Exploration is the scariest one to see on turn 1. But yeah, Tatiova's landfall, draw a card, gain a life. Disgusting. Okay, so I had one of the auto sack lands here. They're not doing anything with their 2 mana. I'll consider that a blessing. Swing in for 1. And I'll hold the reprieve. And say apparently it didn't have the thing they wanted to cast that turn. Is that this is the Commander Masters Tatiova art? Wow, did you keep a 2-lander in a Tatiova deck? That's kind of wild, actually. Well, maybe I should be get lost in your bird. Utopia Sprawl. Turns 1 mana into more. Midnight Clock. In with the Bing Bong. X equals 1. Draw a card. Is Candela. I can hit the bird, but again, like, I'd rather save it for the Tatiova. I'll be ramping next turn, too. Ugh. Honk. Alright. They'll play a land, it will get doubled. I'm killing Pawk. I think it's fair to kill Pawk. Mythweaver Pawk, it doubles your lands. It's weird seeing a Midnight Clock in their deck. And there's topiary stuff. But look at them ramp. Yeah, come on. There we go. Human. Be attacking with these 3. Flip over a Danto. And, I mean, I've got this, and this is flashy cards next turn. No way to deal with her, but maybe I'll draw Swords to Plowshares. Got a dream. They're going exploring. and once again, the Explorer explores. Nice bounce. Well, somebody's asking, is there a card that stops creatures from entering if they weren't cast? Yes, it is in white. It is a 2-drop with flash. I can't remember the name of the card off the top of my head, but it does exist. Oh, look, I did get Swords to Plowshares. I don't have anything I'd really be using this for here. They have some good damage. They have Otawara. Yeah, I want to use the Samwise Scam on this if I can. Not as good as the other one we had, but still not bad. I will go... Do I want to flip you? No, because they can bounce in response to the flip. Go to combat! Containment Priest. Yes, Containment Priest would stop, like, certain Reanimate decks, or Blink decks, or Raph and Mikey. Putting counters on all of my attackers. They're going to bounce Gandalf. I only had one thing entering my graveyard here. I can make it 2 if I use this. I'm like trying to think, what abilities would I want to double? Doesn't matter too much because, like, I just want that draw too. Yeah, get Venat on this in there. Bringing out Sam. I don't have a double for it. Hidebinder before... Oh, you're trying to hit Venat? Why? Oh, you don't want me drawing? Okay, sure. I'm just like, what are you trying to do over here? Macias, my friend. And now you are the ring bearer. Slightly chunkier Macias. They're down to 7. Tatiova strikes fear in the hearts of all. But there's like lots of mass bounce spells and things like that they have access to. Also, just like big mana spells like Doppelgang. Yeah, there's people going to Secrets of Strixhaven pre-releases tonight. I hope that you all have a great time. 3 steps ahead to clone Topiary Stomper. I don't want you having 2 4/4 blockers. That's why I'm going to get rid of it. Eshki Teemer's Roar. She's going to be casting high-powered creatures to deal a lot of damage. In fact, there's some really good high-powered creatures that came out recently that go great with her, including a new one in the next set that's like a 1-mana 6/6 technically that comes in stunned, but who cares if you're playing Eshki? I think this hand is okay. I have a Swords to Plowshares to either slow down the ramp or take away Eshki the first time they play her. I was playing Eshki earlier today. She's so fun. Alright, so I can't get rid of that ramp because it enters the battlefield, gets them another land. I'll play Ishamaru. He's a good dog. Very good dog. Badger Mole Cub gonna turn 1 land into something that taps for 2 mana. Do you have another land in hand? Oh no, they don't. We're playing frisky risky, huh? Okay. Wish I had another just like pure white source. He's Samaru. I'll trade you. No? Okay. Where anyone's like, well, why not take out the Badger Mole Club? It's actually not letting them play this yet. That's the kind of thing that is also worth swordsing. I have very limited removal in this deck. Wow, you were gonna make so much mana. It's tough without having the mana. Like, yeah, they also didn't attack in, which is very, like... I don't love that. Land? Good. A land. Here, have, maybe I want to go for Thalia. Have a Venat. Eshki in play. Soon to be playing some big boys. I had to get rid of the Badger Mole because they played so many mana dorks. That's why I was, like, not feeling comfortable there. I will go for a 1-drop, I feel, to start, or do I just want to go for Hydaelyn and start swangling? Neither, I just want to start swinging. Get in there. Yeah, the 1 mana 6/6. It's an X cost card. I'm gonna sneak in Leonardo. Looking for land, not finding any lands. And I can flash out one of these. Hoping to get a land. Or I could play one of these. I think I'd rather flash in one. I have 1 fetch land in the deck, which I believe this does work with fetch lands. Fetch lands are also in there for Suki. Topiary Stomper. That will draw them a card. Also gets them another land. And lets this tap for 4 mana. Sweet terrors of terrors. They have mana. I don't. Ooh, Vibrance for red can kill Venat. So we'll go for Reese to save her. Oh, wait, no, they went for green. Oh, they didn't have double red on that. They just had the big green off you. Hey, Ishki. There's more red. I promise I'm not holding scary tricks. I have Sam or like Reese. Or Gandalf. Go, Sam! Use Sam attack to give Leonardo the ring. I feel like he can kind of be trusted. Hitting Eshki, hitting Venat. I think I'm just gonna... Wait, you die. You die. Hold up. I'm doing the math. I'm seeing the numbers. I do this on their turn, or I could do it on mine, but I kind of like... I can Reese the Solitude. Mono white scam, my friends! It only costs 2 mana, so... Have a Momo. See what I draw. Zach. Only thing that can block Leonardo is the Kami. Alright, and I want to do this in their upkeep. Either hitting the Fanatic or this. Okay. Before they even draw, we are going to full control mode on Solitude, dropping Isamaru. Sorry, I know you're a very good dog. I might be able to hit both if I'm able to pull off the scam. No! Could have done it on my end step, but I wanted to draw more. Greed defeated. So rude. Ooh, Defiler's gonna get chunkled. Still got 3 mana up. Just kidding. That's 4 more. So they have 5 mana up if they untap that Fanatic. Okay, here comes Reese. I need more land. Land good. There's a land. Yeah, sure, I save you because they didn't attack in. Why didn't they attack in? Thalia. Oh, and now I get the Nykthos. The green Defiler is so awesome.
Now I'm salty.
Ostry? That's a sorcery speed, right? Yeah. Terror of the Peaks. If they draw another big creature here, that could just be the end. And they do get 2 draws. One from Eshki, one there. What does the white one in this cycle do? Yeah, it makes 1/1 tokens. Ooh, Borborygmos and Febblethip is going to deal 8 damage to my face. No, sorry, 9 damage to my face. Draw them a card, then deal 6 damage to a target of their choosing, which will be my face. Draw them more cards. They can also throw lands if they have some extras in their hand. They did not. Why untap land and not Fanatic, who is many lands? Many manas. Oh, exploration, so they can play even more lands. Also, it's a green permanent. Also, the Topiary Stomper can now attack and block. Hi, guys. Alright, so, this is gonna hurt. That's fine. I want to keep things alive as much as I can. So I'm going to let the Defiler hit me. Keep Venat alive with this. So those are the things with without trample. Go to 2. Nykthos. I'm going to need a lot of mana. This can't be blocked. I guess I'll see what I draw here. 1, 2, 3. Hydaelyn. I'll bring out Gandalf next turn. I could flip Venat here instead. Get rid of the Terror of the Peaks. Okay, yeah. 9 mana. Iron Crag. 1 for you. Flip this thing. I'd like to gain more life, so bring that to 7, or bring that to 5. Attack just with you. Doesn't really matter.
I didn't feel like fighting anyway.
I'm now at 7. I have a 9/9 with trample, and casting any big boy just obliterates me on the spot. So let's see. Can they obliterate me on the spot? I do think it's cool I got to flip my commander. Doesn't happen that often. Okay, that is now 10 trampling damage. That is a little bit more trampling damage. The haste doesn't do anything because I have a Thalia coming in tapped. Sure, okay, yes, you are all very, very, very large. Every single one of these is lethal if it hits me. They draw a card. That is... If it's a land, honestly, you throw it. You reduce my blockers. I'm pretty sure you have lethal anyway, though. Okay, bye, Thalia. And we... block, 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 block. That is me preventing the most damage possible, and we still go to negative 30? Almost. Not bad. GG, Eshki. Bristly Bill, Spine, Sower. Gonna be Landfall, getting +1/+1 counters. And this deck's a little light on removal, which does mean that I feel it's gonna be hard to deal with Bill doubling counters, getting tons of counters, especially if they find something with trample, or they can give it trample with, like, Kodama. I have potentially something to slow them down, this Esper Sentinel. Next, I'll buff the things up in my hand. Chunk. I guess I get to attack in. Yeah! Size this Chocobo, you ain't got nothing on me! Lotus Cobra for more landfall goodies. I thought about adding Elish Norn Mother's Machines into this deck, which would stop cards like this. Oketra's Monument. It is itself legendary, but it will also discount a lot of these spells. Yeah, more mommies for the deck. This is the Mother Crystal, and it's one of those things where I have some enter the battlefield effects, but not that many. So they get double landfall, because that's an auto-sacrificing land. And Saz's Chocobo is going from itty-bitty baby Chocolina into a monster. Ooh, Ozolith. That is a Hardened Scales card. At least they cannot pay the 1. Micro Chicken Attack. It's a Chocobo, yeah. Venat. Get Chump Blockers. Momo. Draw a card. If I'd gotten a land, I'd be able to cast something better here, but I didn't. Or Chump Blockers. Okay, great. Ooh, Ambrosia's very fun with Clement, because you can use it to get to enter the battlefields again. They have 5 mana if they want to go for the double. It's, I guess, double +1. Blossoming Tortoise can bring back Riveteer's Overlook, or a different land, but I think you take the auto-sack land, because it's just value. If you're wondering, what about Clement transforming? It's a 3/3 with lifelink that can give something else lifelink. It's not gonna be worth it most of the time. Damn, girl! Using that 3 mana? I mean, you have the Ozolith. Oh gosh, World Weave. Yay! They didn't pay for Esper Sentinel! Small victories. Yeah, the Chocobo goes in. Everything else could be double blocked. We chump block. None of these have trample yet. I have a fetch land too. Wow. Okay. That's nice. I don't feel like I really need Pearl Medallion since I already have a Ketra's Monument out. I'll play Aerith. Draw a card. Skrelv! Nice. I will play the Skrelv. Going to go in the air, swinging with Momo. I have another bird, but it's not a flying bird. Gosh, I'm going so wide. Fetch land. I want to save this fetch land for Suki, because it causes her to trigger. Oh, yeah. No, if I am, if they ever find one of the trample enablers, I am so done for. Oh, hey, Lumra. Fine. See, none of them have trample. Every landfall giving them 2 counters is fine. Ignore that there's going to be at least 4 more landfalls. 5 more landfalls. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Doing great. Uh-huh. This is obscene. It's not bad. You're good. In fact, do I have any board wipes? No. It's fine. They don't have card advantage. They just have really big boys. I have card advantage. Mm-hmm. All right, great. For the most part, any of these hitting me kills me. That's where you come into play, warrior tokens. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. There's so many triggers. And I'm just sitting here on Ambrosia. You can put Urza's Ruinous Blast into this deck. I just don't, because I've run into so many Brawl games where it just doesn't do anything. Okay, we block. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're a mono white aggro deck. That's why we're not running, like, board wipes. You can throw Farewell in. Honestly, probably going to be more useful most of the time. And these have flash. Just gonna keep unloading then. We have reach. One, two. This is a catcher's monument. I could force one through with Skrelv, and Aerith would be the best choice. Green. In you go, sweetie. Make my Aerith grow! With the legends, you can actually put more of the life gain stuff in this deck, Heliod and Daxos. I'm just not running them. I wanted more, I don't know, generic white legends. If you want to build around life gain legends, Aerith, she's really fun. Do you pay the 2 with your many, many manas here? They do. They do. Do you want to double? Honestly, I don't think you need to. When you get to the point where a hit from any of your creatures is lethal, I think you just make sure that each of them is lethal, and then you just swing. Like, if I were them, for the most part, it's like, you can keep thinning your deck. Do I have a potential lethal on Crackback? Yes. They haven't been doing too much life gain, and they have one blocker. Okay, sure, Bill. Okay, Bill. And I can buff everything up. Priorities is going to be the smallest creatures, even though these are vigilant as blockers. All right, those are now all blocked. I can honestly drop Esper Sentinel over one of those. I think I will. It is a meaningless tax against them. Pyrite Sanctum. Go to combat. I guess, you know what? I should have specialized Clement, technically, for more damage. I have an extra planes in hand. I could put a counter on one of these. And, let's see. They block the biggest. 4, 5, 6, 8. That is lethal! GG, Bill. Terra, Herald of Hope, will be doing some reanimation, milling, and then bringing cards of a low power, 3 or less, back into play when she hits me in the face for the low cost of 2 mana. She's very self-enabling. She is very strong, though, and if you don't have good removal for her, or can't stop her other reanimate pieces, she will be reanimating. Oh, look at that. Nice. Getting the ooze is really, really helpful. But I don't want to play it and let them draw a card. So I will play Cloud. And I will find... I mean, the Jit is, like, always good. I don't have anything with Flash in my hand, though, so I kind of like Mithril Coat. Voice of Victory swings in, and I could double block, but I'd rather keep my 2 creatures alive. Lightning Greaves! Ooh, gonna make it very hard to stop Terra. But again, like, it would just be a hit. Just a hit this time. I could Loran and blast that, but I want to, you know, set up my commander, because it's my commander. Ooh, or Aerith. I'm gonna go to combat first and attack in with both of these. Hey, would you like to trade? Do I like the new Lorehold, the dragon for Brawl? It's built around Miracle, which I don't typically love, but there are some big dumb spells in white and red that, like, yeah, you can cheat those. Why are you attacking with a voice? Sure, okay. That's why I played Aerith, was to try to get this to not attack in. Since now Aerith makes number go up. Boyfriend and girlfriend. Zach's in the deck too. Yeah, when they get to 5 mana is when I need to be a little more worried about their commander. So for now, we're chilling. Venat. Lee of Nardos. Draw a card. Yeah, Miracle and Paper's kind of hard to track because you need to be very aware of the cards you are drawing first each turn and keep them separate from your hand. They just didn't get another land. Okay, you didn't need another land. You could just hit me in the air for 3. I'll take it, though. GG. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. It's big, colorless stuff. I have some great aggro in this deck, and I have some of it even in this hand. But my mana's going to be kind of weird if I keep these. I'll go for it. Ugin, when he's cast, gets rid of colored permanents. And my deck is, you know, it's got white legends. There's a couple colorless things. But for the most part, this is just going to be, can I get enough damage to take them out before they take out all my permanents? Human is the most common creature type in my deck. Oh, this is going to be a dud card. The Reprieve's probably going to be helpful. Okay, you can't have that many different turn 2 plays, Ugin. Okay, Guardian Idol. It is ramp. I can Kythian, hold Candela. And I think it's better to hold the Reprieve. So I will do that. Bandit's Hall. It is a mana rock. That's the thing I'm trying to stop. Ramp. Ooh, yes! Thalia! I don't care if it taxes these. I don't need these. I need you to ramp less good and for your commander to cost more. Abandoned Air Temple. Nice. Venat. Playing in. Boom, boom, pow. Next turn, I can start activating this Air Temple. Kythian Philippians. And I am going to make Thalia indestructible and untapped. God Pharaoh's statue. Great news, guys. I've already cast the spells I wanted to cast, which is exactly why you are a dude. You're all getting buffed. And I'm swinging in. Oh no, you made my stuff cost more. I don't need to cast spells. I already cast them all. GG, Ugin. Basri Ket, the planeswalker that makes attacking soldiers or buffs your creatures and makes them indestructible. Basri's pretty cool. If you're like building this out with more planeswalkers, this is one I would consider for this deck. That and the Johnny. Wow, I feel like I have not seen Flowering of the White Tree in my games. Well, it finally showed up. It's a great card. Okay, Kythian gets swordsed. Bye, Kythian. Captain Eberhart. The spells I cast will cost more. Like you. Yeah, that's tough. Otherwise, I'd be able to double spell those. I'm probably going for... yeah, just Iron Crag this turn since I won't have a good block. And I want to go Venat into a 1-drop next turn. Spirit of the Labyrinth. Hey! Hey, I need that, actually. My deck's about drawing cards. Hold up. Excuse me, ma'am? Venat. No. The Duke. Captain of Hearts also in my deck. Yeah, this is a very mono white v mono white. Boss Ket coming down. I had a game against a Thalia deck earlier, but like they just got hosed. It was unfortunate. Land tax. Ooh, rough for you. I don't have lands. Dude, that would be so good if it were good. Cool. Mother of Runes now, or Candela to rescue. Candela to rescue. Ooh, do you want to deal tapped damage to a tapped creature? And do you pay the 1? You do? All right, Candela draws me a card. Oh, a land! Venat, return! Venat, more like Vaya. No Iron Crag. Nobody has ever wanted this. Mother of Runes. Need 8, right? Yeah. Yay. I have to do combat damage to a player. That's okay. I'll get there. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and you hopefully enjoyed seeing Venat get to do Mono White Legend things. I think that the Mono White Legends theme, we've built Aerith before. That was fun. That was much more of the lifelink cards, a bit more synergy between them. This was just more like, hey, what are cards that are good and are legendary and are cheap? Let's play a lot of them. And I did, and it's fun, and it wins games. I like playing mono white aggro. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I was also very happy. I even got to transform Venat in some games. I would say that if you enjoy mono white aggro just without a legend sub-theme, check out Sally Pride. She's really, really fun. Other cards that tend to be very scary are like Hydaelyn, and Suki's pretty good too. These are all very nice cards. If you prefer something like Taxes, you can swap the commander and be like Thalia, because Thalia stops spells, and we love stopping spells here because sometimes your opponent just walks right into your hate bears. And hate bears, they are truly wonderful when you're playing mono white. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a commander, please let me know. This was one of 2 commanders I asked my chat if I should brew today. They got to choose between Venat and Zodiark. That's right, the battling duo of the Final Fantasy XIV. Venat won by 1 vote, which, perfect. Wonderful. Light is winning, but maybe Zodiark will be coming soon. I don't know. We'll see if I have time to make it before Secrets of Strixhaven comes out. So if you have a Secrets of Strixhaven commander you would like to see, please let me know so I can start brewing ahead of time. There's a lot of great new cards, and we are getting the 5 face and 5 backup commanders from the EDH decks in Arena. So even more brewing to do. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.